Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to another live. And for this one, we'll be sharing some DaCosta Cup and Manning Cup games, live updates. So, from the matches as they come along. So, welcome, one. Welcome, all. Happy to have you here. Or if you're here in the chat, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber, welcome back. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Voices in Education. I am joined by Ruren. Hello, Ruren. How are you doing?
Hello, I am doing well. How are you doing?
Fairly okay. So, is there any game or games that you're really looking forward to seeing today?
I'm pretty much interested in that, in all the games, to be honest. I would love to see how things are shaping up in this second round of the round of 16.
You can keep going, Ruren. I'm just trying to send the link out here. So, just keep going, please.
Yeah, so that's it for me. I'm looking forward to see which teams will pretty much get themselves in that position to say, all right, I'm going to move forward to the round of eight or to the quarterfinals, you might say. So, especially the teams who won their first match, they are in prime position if they can get a second match, under the belt. So a few teams that played out to draw, you know, it's imperative that those teams get a win in this match. So, lots to play for in this round. So that's pretty much how it is. But I'm really and truly loving how the competition is, and looking forward to seeing some of my selected teams, and see how they will be doing in this, the second game of the round of 16. I support Central High, and looking forward to see how that result goes. They had a win in their first match, and let's
But
see
they play
how they.
tomorrow, though.
Okay, for sure.
Fantastic there. So I'm just trying to set up my page here for some live score. Karif, welcome. Welcome. Happy to see you there in the chat. Based on the information that I have, Central will play Dembe tomorrow. And I guess that is something that we want to talk about further here too, in the context of the games, because I was anticipating that Glenmuir would be playing today, given the zone or the zones that are playing. Specifically, I believe Glenmuir's zone is playing today. So it was kind of a little surprising, I would say, Ruria, not to see that there was a date change for Glenmuir, and I am not too sure why that was, but that's just what I saw there from that context. And so, just to put that into perspective, Glenmuir is in zone 3 with Ocherius High, Dintil Tech, and Happy Grove. And my understanding is that Happy Grove and Dintil, they're playing today. So here are some updates that we have here on screen from the Manning Cup. So the encounter between Campion College and Mona I. Mona there leading 1-0. Wolmer's boys leading KC 1-0. And we'll definitely try to confirm some of these results plus others. So Ruren, I don't know if you have any take on that not having Glenmuir, not seeing Glenmuir play today, but they apparently will be playing tomorrow. So I am not too certain why that change was made. And I guess it's a similar situation if we look at, let's see here. So, guys, just bear with us in the group, but Kempsey and Garvey is playing, Stetson, Alphonsus Davis, they are playing. So, I'm not too sure what the situation was in that context. But I don't know if you'd like to share, you know, your views on that, Ruren. Glenmere not playing today, Glenmere Ocherius not playing today, while we have Dintil and Happy Grove from the same zone playing today.
Well, you can look at it on different levels. The Glenmuir Ocherius game is going to be the game of this group, I would say. And the other two teams, they lost their games. So it's it's not so much in it, but personally, I would rather all the teams playing in a group playing in the same day. But I guess there are situations where they are able to change the dates for whatever reason. I don't know, but I don't think it will affect much. It would be more meaningful, I would say, if like that last game in that in this round, that one determines, finally if you're going to be going through or not, or what you would
But
really need
then,
to do.
but then I get what you're saying. The last game is crucial, but then you'll have some teams getting more rest than another team. And so to level things up, you want to, I feel, maintain that balance. So everybody from the group, we're playing today. And I get what you're saying, Glenmere and Ocherius, they're at the top. I think Ocherius has a better advantage over Glenmere in the context of goal difference. But then that encounter between Happy Grove and Dintil will determine, I guess, who stays somewhat, as you shared there. But then you have, if they go, for example, Saturday for the final round, you'll have some teams right now getting better rest than, at least a day more in terms of rest than other teams. So I feel that in that sense, then we want to be a little consistent. I don't know, just saying there.
Well, it's usually the games are played on particular days. So in a case where they're not playing today, Tuesday, and they're playing Wednesday, what that will do is shorten the time for their next game. So it's dependent on how you look at it. They're going to have a shorter time to prepare for their next game, and Happy Grove and Dinty will get more time to prepare for their third and final
So
game.
that's what
So
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair to, say like a Glenmere Ocherius. They play Wednesday, then they go back to play Saturday when you have a team getting like a day more in terms of rest. All right, so just some
but
updates here.
okay, good.
Dintil seem to be leading Happy Grove 1-0. We're also getting that Stets. They're now leading Alphonsus Davis 2-1. So we'll definitely share further. Glenmere, they're not playing today. There was a date change. And, we'll definitely keep you posted as to what is happening. Kempsey High School, they're playing as well in this context. Kemsil and Garvey, they're playing, and we're gonna try and our best to get some updates for you in that context as well. Go ahead, Ruren. You were saying something there.
Yes, I was saying that, based on that previous point that we were discussing regarding the time, it's going to be a case where one team is going to have a longer wait on one game and a short wait on the other one. So I think probably it balances out itself. So the fact that, let's say, the likes of Glenmere is not playing today, they're going to get today as a rest day. So they're going to lose a rest day after, between the third and the second day. So yeah, I guess in essence, it's balanced out itself.
I don't think that's a balance. After you play, you're tired. That's when you want the recovery time. I don't think. I think Glenmere perhaps would rather play today and then have the same amount of time as, let's say, who are they supposed to play next, by the way? Let me see here. Let me just double check. They were supposed to play. They're going to play Ocherius, but who did they play first? Do you remember? I could double check that quickly. Uh, they played Dintil, so they would have Happy Grove to play next. So I guess they would want the rest there. I guess Happy Grove encounter will perhaps be on Friday there-ish. I don't know, but we'll see what is happening in that context. So welcome one, welcome all. If you're just tuning in, welcome to our coverage here. We're just trying to provide you with some live updates. And I'm just going to check on the Kemsil Garvey Masio encounter just to get a sense of what is happening. So I'm just going to throw it over to you, Ruren. Ruren?
Oh, sorry, I didn't unmute, but I just said I wanted to join in with you guys just to, with you to say thanks to the persons who have come on over and, joined us today. Again, we really appreciate you. If you're a newcomer, welcome to Voices in Education. This is a safe space for you to express yourself, in a respectful way and also, respect others as you will be respected as well. We have wholesome conversations on, issues and, on sports right here now today. And, we learn a lot from each other. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, give us a like, close the chat, hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we are kindly asking you to subscribe to this channel to help us to continue to grow. And while you're at it, please hit that, notification bell so that you can continue hearing updates from us. You'll know exactly when we're live so that we're able to connect because we love to connect with, all of you that is here with us. So if you don't mind, you could go in the chat, give us send us a message so that we know who is here with us. That would be really appreciative. And also tell us the team that you are supporting. Would really appreciate that a whole lot. But we're truly happy to have you here with us. And please don't go anywhere. Stay around and let us share information on these games and see how best things will pan out as it relates to the D Cup and Manning Cup.
For sure, and on that note, I just checked in with the Kemsil Garvey Masio game, and it is still nil all there in the context of that encounter. If you're just tuning in here, also, it is 2 goals to 1 in that encounter between Stets and Alphonsus Davis. Stets, they're leading Alphonsus Davis at this point, 2 goals to 1. So, welcome one, welcome all if you're just tuning in. And in the context of the Manning Cup, some updates here. Wolmer's boys, they're leading KC 1 goal to 0. Campion College and the Mona encounter, Mona leading 1 goal to 0. Calabar and St. Catherine is flashing there on screen. I need to do an update. St. Catherine is leading 1 goal to 0 in that one at halftime. All right, so just some updates there coming in, and I am just refreshing the page here so that we can have a better understanding there of what is happening. And right on that refresh, I am seeing that Stits, they're up 3 goals to 1. I'll just need to confirm that to make sure that is not a mistake. The last update we got was 2 goals to 1, but the ball is round and it is moving quickly, so anything can happen. Anything can happen. So just to let you know, all right, that these are some updates here. All right, Garvey and Kemsil still there. Nilal, Calabar, St. Catherine lead their 1 goal to nil in the context of the Manning Cup there. And as soon as we get some further updates, we'll let you know. Woolmer's boys, they're leading Kingston College 1 goal to nil. All right, Mona High, they lead Campion College 1 goal to nil. And back over to the DaCosta Cup competition. All right, Stets, we're seeing on screen here leading Alphonsus Davis, 3 goals to 1. Garvey Masio Kemsil, it's a nil all so far. And Dintil here seems to be leading Happy Grove 2 goals to nil. So just some results there coming in. Glenmuir, they're not playing today, so we should see them and Ocherius tomorrow. So, Rurian, over to you.
Yes, some interesting things happening here. As you rightly stated, I'm kind of interested in that Dintil Happy Grove game because Happy Grove did really well in the previous rounds, and they seem to be struggling here in this round of 16. And when you check what is happening, Glenmuir did really well against was it Glenmore that played Dintil? Yes. So
Until, yes.
yes, so that shows that Glenmuir is really superior to the teams, I would say, in this group. I don't know if you agree with that, but
But for
Glenmuir
the
seems to be
most
poised.
part, so Glenmere seems to, yeah, to be very poised because if
Yeah.
Dinton is getting the better of Happy Grove, it means that Happy Grove should be no match to Glenmuir because Glenmuir, I think, hammered Dintil 4 goals to nil. And so, in that context, I agree that Glenmuir seems to be a very strong team coming out of Clarendon, of course, straight out of Clarendon. And of course, one of the teams that I am supporting here, Centralized School, they're very good as well. But we're talking about this zone 3 group here in the round of 16, where we have the likes of Glenmere High School, Ocherius, Dintil Technical, and Happy Grove. And so, if it is right now that Happy Grove should suffer another defeat, it's pretty much that they are going to advance to the Ben Francis knockout first round. So that's pretty much where they'll be heading to if they should suffer another defeat. What happens in that context now is that Dintil gets a lifeline, and if Ocherius is not that strong, Dintil, I guess, may stand a chance in terms of playing them on that final because Dintil has this thing, as we saw in the last round, where that final game just, put them in the position in that number 2 spot to advance to the next round. But we'll see what happens here. Back over to you.
Yes, so that group shaping up nicely there. And the Kempsil Garvey Mathia game, that's an interesting one too, because two Clarendon schools and they are doing really, really well. So let's see what will happen if that deadlock will be broken any at all. So, interesting games coming up. The second round here is going to determine a few teams, in terms of who will go out and who will progress and who will set themselves, in a position, giving themselves a chance. So let's see exactly what happens here. So, things going really well for in the Manning Cup. Natasha, just to update you, is that we have um, there's an equalizer scored in that game there, Wolmer's versus KC. So that's what's happening over that side. So that's a little update there. And possibility of KC going ahead as well. So lots happening in that game. Yes. So lots happening in that game, and which the Manning Cup is warming up really nicely.
Fantastic. I am now seeing that Casey is up 2 goals to 1 in that encounter between them and Wolmers. So we're going to stick and stay and just follow that to see, what's the situation there. All right. St. Catherine seems to be up 2 goals to 0 there against Calabar. And so we'll check in on these updates as they come. Mona is leading Campion, 1 goal there at this point. All right, so Stets over to the DaCosta Cup is leading Alphonsus Davis, 3 goals to 1. It's still 0-0 between Garvey Massio and Kemsil, and Dintil leads Happy Grove 2 goals to 0. So we'll just continue to just share updates as they come along. And even if you're just visiting here, so there you go. Calabar, they're 2 goals down in this encounter between St. Catherine and themselves. And so here we see Stets leading now over into the DaCosta Cup competition, leading Alphonsus Davis, 3 goals to 1. And it is still 0 between the two teams from Southwest Clarendon, Garvey Massio and Kempsey High School. So if you're a Cuban, bienvenidos. Bienvenidos a todos. All right, all the Cubans, bienvenidos. And Kemsil, welcome, welcome if you're tuned in. I am seeing now Dintil up by 3 goals to 0. The last update that I got there was 2, but again, the ball is round and it is moving quickly, but we'll definitely check in on those ones for you. But ones that we can confirm here, St. Catherine, they're up 2 goals on Calabar. Stets, they're leading Alphonsus Davis, 3 goals to 1, and Garvey Massio and Kemsil, they're still locked in at 0. And let me tell you about the Clarendon School. They're not playing. And as we talk about that, Rurian, there was a little thing there in the media um, between the principal, Mr. Gabriel of Manchester High, and the president of ISA, sorry, who is also the principal of States, in the context of, I guess, States, and some favoritism in this competition. I'm not sure if you'd like to share on that. I'm just coming over to you.
Oh well, as it relates to any competition, you want the parameters to be set and outlined and communicated to all, all persons involved, principals, players, coach, so they know exactly what to happen. But as it relates to that situation, I just think that there needs to be transparency so persons know exactly what they need to do when, so that these issues don't arise.
Yeah, for sure. And you need to help me check in the chat there. Garmel, welcome, welcome. Groy, welcome. And Garmel is saying it's not fair for Happy Grove or Dintil. I am wondering if it's in the context where Glenmere is not playing today. Groy, Glenmere is not playing today. There was a date change, so Glenmere will be playing tomorrow. So you can definitely stick and stay with us. And if you're new to this space, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right, as we continue to grow stronger together. And my apologies for the quality of my voice, but just doing the best I can at this point here. So, would love for you to support us the best way you can. Hit the like button, the subscription button, turn on your post notification bell. Yes, tap that bell, select all so that you do not miss any updates from this channel. And of course, share, tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. All right, welcome one, welcome all. Garmel, would love for you to expand on that point there in the chat. What is not fair in the context of Happy Grove and Dintil. And I suspect that you're talking about the fact that Glenmere isn't playing. Glenmere and Ocherius, they're not playing today. And Garmel is saying Ochi is unbeaten so far. All right, so that's an update there. All right, so I'm coming over to you, Ruren. And as we were talking there about the Stets principal and the who is also the president of ISA, by the way, and Mr. Gabriel, I believe, the principal of Manchester High. So I think he was Manchester High's principal was sharing on the basis that states they were getting more games as a second place team. And also there was another part to it that Stet's position was such that it was avoiding, the Clarendon teams. So I suspect it was in the round of 16. So pretty much what was being shared is that Stets was getting an unfair advantage. And when I read that, I was like, yeah, somebody else is recognizing the power of Clarendon, because if he's of the view, and now that is the principal of Chester, that's his view, right? Not that we're sharing that same view, but we're just sharing, just some things that are out there in the media, that, Clarendon teams, them strong, we appreciate that. We can take that. We can, have that. And Garmel is saying preferential treatment to Glenmuir, the favorite. They fear Ochi. Okay, so you're saying that Glenmuir is pretty much fearful of Orcharius High. All right. So they're giving them another day, is really giving Glenmuir a rest day to tackle Orcharius. I want to get that right, Garmel. Thanks for sharing there. And Roderick, welcome. Is Clarendon College playing today? No, I don't think so, Roderick. Let me just tell you when um Blue Nation playing again. It should be tomorrow. They're playing tomorrow, Monroe College, and we'll be here for that. All right, so they play Monroe College at Monroe. Glenmuir, they're scheduled to play Ocherius at Glenmuir High School. And Cornwall College, they'll play Frome Tech at Jared Park. Dembian Central will play at Wembley Excellence Center. All right, and that's down Jamaica side, if that's the same place. Should be. And then we'll have here McGrath and Manchester. They will play at Dintil Technical High School. All right, so those are the D Cup games. So today we have Stets, Alphonsus Davis, Garvey, and Kemsil. So Stets and Alphonsus Davis, they're playing at Stets. Garvey and Kemsil, they're playing at Fogar Road High. And Dintil Happy Grove playing at Dintil Tech. All right. So yeah, that's the update in the context of the game. So Ruren, I'm going to come over to you, and then I'm going to do some checks on the scores again.
Yes, the Clarendon schools, doing really, really well. And we did a count of some time ago, and out of these 16 schools that are in this round, seven of those comes from the parish of Clarendon, and they are a tower of strength, I think, in this group. So, if you're doing well against the Clarendon schools, then you will go far in this competition. So, really, really good going by the Clarendon team this year. So, just to add to the KC Wilmers game, it's now 3-1. So Casey doing really, really well with that game in terms of closing it out. So that's good for them. But thank you guys for coming over. Continue to keep the comments coming in the chat. Welcome, Garmel. You are always here with us, and we appreciate you. Thank you for sharing, your comments. Let's see how that Glenmuir Oterius game goes. As you said that you think that there's a little bit of fear creeping into the Glenmuir camp as it relates to that one. So let's see how that one works out. But it's undoubted that both teams are doing well this year, and that contest will state, or go far away in stating which team might be better this year. So let's see how that one turns out.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And I see your question there, Garmel. It was, from my understanding, originally scheduled for Glenmuir. So it was a Glenmuir home game. All right. So that's my understanding of that encounter. All right. So it was always scheduled to play at Glenmuir High. So I'm not sure if that was changed. It's just a date that was changed, not the venue. All right. And I don't know if the date was changed to facilitate a live coverage, because we're also being updated that that match will be live. I'm not sure on which channel. I suspect Sportsmax. So I don't know if that was the reason for the change to bring that Glenmere Ochi game. But that's the update we're having. Not too sure what, but we got the date change, not a venue change, from what I have here. All right, so fantastic. So thanks for those updates, Ruren. And I am seeing here that Stets, they're up now 4-1. And we'll definitely check on some of these updates. It's still nil all between Garvey and Kemsil. St. Catherine there leading 2-0. And let us just hop some more into the Manning Cup. And as you can see, they are shared by Rurian. We have Kingston College. They're coming from behind, now leading Wolmer's 3-1. And Mona High, they're holding on to a 1 goal lead over Campion College at this point. So if you're tuning in and you're a Manning Cup fan, let us know in the chat who you're supporting. And if you're a DaCosta Cup supporter, let us know in the chat who you're supporting as well. All right, so that would be fantastic. So look at this now. We're seeing 5-0 in the context of Dintil Happy Grove. I need to confirm some of this. So Ruren, I'm going to do some checks here, and while I come over to you.
No worries. And I Happy Grove is one of the teams that I was selected for this round, but they aren't faring off so well. So that's a little bit of concern for me, and I'm sure that's the same for the fans and the coach. But once they go down in this game, then they are out of the D Cup competition. So they'll have to see how best they can try to come back in this game if it is possible. But a commanding position there by the Dintil team, doing really, really well to to be swamping the nets of Happy Grove there.
For
So
sure.
really, really doing well.
For sure, if that's the result. But I can confirm, though, that Stets, they're actually leading Alphonsus Davis 4-1. So I am just checking for some further updates, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Back over to you, Ruren.
Yes, and there's two of my teams as well. I selected Alphonsus and Stets, and Stets is doing really well against those two teams. But guys, let us know which team you're supporting in the chat. I see Kimon saying Darby every day, all day, every day. All right, so really good there,
Absolutely, Kimon.
and I
Happy to have
love the
you here.
support.
Yeah, so
And
Dintil seems to be up 5-0. So just to let you know, that's what I am getting from my end here. So back over to you. Welcome, Kimon.
yes, and the Happy Grove. Somebody saying that Happy Rusty Nail is saying that Happy Grove is out. We want to wait until the end of the game. Football, the ball is round, so it could be a case that they come back. So let us wait until the end of it. But they're close to being out, I would say. But yes, thank you, guys. I can see the comments coming in, and I love that. I love hearing from you. Clarendon College not playing today. Um, so let's see, Ocherius High there. somebody support Rusty supporting Ocho High. So lots of support here, and
Yeah.
Timon is happy to be here. That's awesome. We love having you here, Timon.
And Don, Garvey, and Kemsil, they're still locked in at Nilal. So welcome to you. And you were asking about no Clarendon College. I think Rurian answered that already. Glenmere is not playing today. I'm done. All right. So and and Rusty is saying Happy Grove can't come back. It's not over until it's over. But they'll get to go into the knockout round for the Ben Francis Cup. So guys, I can see that we're growing here in numbers and we don't have that much number of likes. So could you just close the chat and hit the like button, please, and also the subscription button. And if this is your first time here, let us know in the chat. Would love to give you a big Voices in Education welcome. All right, you are a part of this family, and we want to welcome you here. It's not just about my voice or Ruren's voice, it's Voices in Education. So we want to hear from you. The only thing that we ask of you is that we keep our space very respectful so we don't bash or belittle anyone, we don't diss anybody. All right, we understand that we share different views, and that is totally okay. We can agree to disagree. We can share our perspectives, our views in a respectful way so that, everyone here, you feel valued, you feel a part of this community, a place where you want to come all the time because it's very inviting, and we're here for you. All right. Thank you so much for coming over and being a part of this live and being a part of our community. I look forward to your continuous support. So remember to hit the like button, the subscription button, and of course, share, tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. So, Ruren, I'm going to up over to you while I try to get some updates.
No problem, no problem. Yes, as you said, we have to wait until the game ends to see if Happy Grove is out of this one. But good run for them. Welcome, Mark. We're happy to have you again with us. Happy that you could have joined us again as we're continuing to share the score, the updates on these games. Some wonderful games being played here. So you can see some on screen right now, and we'll go through the others as soon as we get some updates. We're covering both the D Cup and Manning Cup games today, so we'll give you a little bit of update on both as time goes by. But as we said, if you're just here with us, you're here for the first time, let us know so we can give you a warm welcome. Let us know if you have subscribed or if you have liked so we can, give you this warm welcome, recognize, acknowledge what you have done for us because, without you being here, we would not be feeling fulfilled. So let us know if you have subscribed, like, so that we can give you a warm welcome to our platform. We love having you here. And if you have been here before, just close the chat for a minute, hit that thumbs up button. If you are just here for the first time, make sure you hit the post notification button and also turn on the the subscribe button and turn on your post notification so that we can continue to be in touch. We share information here so that each and everyone, can learn from us and we respect each and everyone all the time. And that's what makes this platform such a wonderful, wonderful space to be in. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I know the vibe. I know the vibe, Mark. But we're right here, and we'll keep you abreast as much as possible with the scores. So thank you for being here with us. Thank you for
All
being
right,
here with
Mark.
us.
So, as you can see in the context of the scores and the games being played today, and I know you're particularly interested in the DaCosta Cup stats, they're leading Alphonsus Davis 4 goals to 1. All right, Garvey Masio and Kemsil, they're locked in at nil all. Dintil, they're leading Happy Grove 5 goals to 0, and that was the last update at halftime. Glenmere and Ocherius, they will play tomorrow because of a date change, and we'll see some other games tomorrow, both in the DaCosta Cup and I suspect the Manning Cup as well. So those are pretty much some updates there for you. Over in the Manning Cup, St. Catherine, they lead Calabar 2 goals to 1. It is nil all there with Stetson Idell from what we're seeing there. And Kingston College, they lead Wolmer's Boys 3 goals to 1. And Mona leading Campion College 1 goal to 0. All right, so welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you here. Big up yourself. I know the vibe, you're under work, but you gotta check in. And on this note, too, I just want to send a special big up to O'Brien. He's playing right now for Garvey Maceo High School in that encounter between them and Kemsil. And by the way, O'Brien is Kimon's son. So, Kimon, big up yourself, all right? Happy to have you here. And a special big up to O'Brien. Back over to you, Ren.
Yes, and just to add to that Wolmer's boys KC game. For the persons who are just joining us, what happened is that KC they scored all the goals in this one. So the first goal was scored in the about the second minute where it was an own goal. But what happened was Wolmer's boys did really well after that, preventing them from scoring. They defended stoutly, and at halftime it was 1-0 to Wolmer's boys. But in the last 20 minutes or so, the KP team put things together and they were able to score 3 goals. One in the 76th minute, and they got a penalty and went ahead and they put the icing on the cake just before the game ended. So that one ended 3-1 in favor of the KC team. And well tried from the Woolmers boys team.
Fantastic. And I'm seeing in the chat here some persons. And Maurice, welcome to you. And Garmel is saying here, Maurice is saying the stat score is correct. Yes, it is correct. They're leading Alphonsus 4 goals to 1. And Garmel is saying Happy Grove team is built around the two strikers. Once they're marked out of the team, they cannot function. All right, thanks for sharing there. Alandra, welcome. How Happy Grove match going? Not so happily, darling. They're under 5 right now, as you can see on screen there from Dintil. And that was the update at halftime. So I suspect that they're playing again at this point or almost there. And Mark is saying, I see a lot of Clarendon schools on show today. Yeah. And Garmel is saying Glenmere and Ochi will move on to the next round. That's my suspicion too there. And Kimon is saying, wow, 1OB11. Thank you. You're definitely welcome. So again, big up to O'Brien. OB number 11 playing right now in the encounter between Kempston High School and Garvey Maceo. And absolutely O'Brien is definitely representing the Cubans, Garvey Maceo. And also, I want to big up to Roche Burrell. He's the goalkeeper for Clarendon College. And Mr. Burrell, if you're on, big up yourself. I know last season you were here as a father, and then this season we have a mom here. And I know Roche is still keeping for Clarendon College. So they play tomorrow, but still, big up Chin. Welcome. One Dintil. And Maurice is saying he's a first timer. Welcome, Maurice. Welcome. A big voices in education. Welcome to you. So happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So, guys, close the X, right? And touch that thumbs up button. Can we get the likes up to 30 likes? Come on, we can do it. And ensure that you hit the subscription button as well. Over to you, Rian.
Yes, I just want to extend warm welcome to Maurice, and hope this won't be your only time. Make sure you're staying with us, Maurice. I hope you're one of those persons hitting the like button and the subscription button because we'd love to have you here. with us another time. Let us know which team you're supporting. Let us know if it is one didn't feel like Chin or it is, Glenmuir or Central or Happy Grove. Which team you're just let us know which team you're supporting so that we know how to, provide you with information. But we're totally ecstatic that you're here with us. So continue to be here with us throughout this season and forever when we bring you different programs. So thank you for being here with us as we continue to provide updates. So just want to say thank you guys for being here with us as we watch these games unfold. And do you think that the D Cup is going back to Clarendon this year, or there's going to be another parish that would wrap their hands around that one? Let us know. And where in Clarendon do you think it is going to go, the D Cup, if it is heading toward Clarendon? Let us know in the chat. Remember to represent your school in the chat as well. I love the way how Chin represented Dintil with the brown and white there. Awesome. And Rusty Nail did the same thing with Ochi with the yellow and green. So that's really nice. So and I love the way that persons are supporting their teams. That's really, really that really appreciative and something wonderful. The kids will love the boys who are playing. They will love the fact that they have this 12-man support here. So make sure you continue to support them. Let them know that they are supported as well.
All right, as you can see in the context of the Manning Cup here, Mona is now leading 2 goals to 1. All right, so Campion their cup trying to make a comeback. And as shared there, let me just X this off. Ruran, the KC Wolmer's encounter ended 3 goals to 1 in favor of KC. And let's just go down. It's 0-0 between Stats, St. Andrew Technical, and Idel. St. Catherine, they lead Calabar 2 goals to 1. And over into the DaCosta Cup side of things, Stets, they're leading Alphonsus Davis 4 goals to 1. It is still 0-0 between Garvey and Kemsil. Dintil leads Happy Grove 5 goals to 0. Tomorrow we'll hear about Glenmuir. They play tomorrow. So in that context, right, with this group, let's look at the Garvey Kemsil group and try to figure out a few things here, Rurian, and that would be zone 1, right? So in that zone, my apologies, guys, just scrolling up a bit. We have Kemsil. They're on 3 points, right? After defeating Alphonsus Davis. We have Garvey. They had a draw with Stets 1-1. And now we have Stets. They are pretty much defeating Alphonsus Davis. So if there's a draw, it means that Kemsil will go on 4 points. Garvey, they move to 2 points. Stets, right? They will move to 4 points, having a win over Alphonsus Davis. So they will join Kemsil on 4 points. But then Garvey's final game would be between them and Alphonsus Davis. So they get 5 points to kind of wrap things up here. But Stets, their final game is going to be with Kemsil, a kind of tough team. So Kemsil, in essence, would have the opportunity to know, my word here, to call the shot. All right, if they can, to say, Gavi, come with us. All right. So Stets would not want a draw. Draw would perhaps carry that to goal difference. And so that zone 1 is rounding out to be interesting if it is that Kemsil and Garvey play to a draw here. But it's so good to see these two teams because they're meeting up again. They're coming from the same zone that first round, if I am not mistaken. We had Glenmere, Garvey, Kemsill coming from that group. So these two teams, they know each other, I'll say, pretty well. Garvey, Kemsill. Over to you, Ruren.
Yes, those teams know each other very well, and probably that's the reason why the game is like that right now. So let's just go back to the chat. Maurice is saying that Happy Grove is on their way out, and it's just a question of how many goals they will concede, and he's just expressing some sympathy for them, saying hush, Happy Grove. And Garmel is saying the trophy not going to Clarendon, and I guess he's saying that it's going to McGrath, which is in St. Catherine. And 1000% the trophy is going to head down to Clarendon. Not only Clarendon, it's going to be at Garvey, says Timon. Big up yourself, Soji. You just joined us here, and Soji is a channel member, and we're totally happy having you here with us. And Timon is giving us a score that Garvey is leading Kempsey 2-0. Not sure how much that one is, but let's see if that's how things are heading in that way. But thank you so much for the update, Timon. And yes, that's how things are going on right now. Yes, so that's what's happening in the chat. And we totally love having you here with us. Continue sharing in the chat so we know where your thoughts are. That's really good for us. So thank you for being here with us. As Mark is saying that he's trying to be neutral. His brother went to Ochi, and I'm not sure what that one is. One went to CC Dintil, Garvey, no Central. So, well, Clarendon to the world. Well, he's just representing Central, not Central, but Clarendon, and that's great, Mark. Um, Oh, so Timon is saying that he's predicting that's going to be a 2-0 win for Garvey over
Oh,
Kempsey.
because
Let's
I
go.
just checked that I was getting nil all, but I was saying, well, Kimon might have
Yes,
some connections there, but
yes, he's
nil all,
predicting it.
okay.
Yes. And Mel is saying Garvey will be going through with 5 points if they draw this game. So one thing for sure though, when the games are drawn, it opens up a possibility for a third team and the possibility for goal difference to come into play. So in these rounds, what I guess as a team, whenever you get a team that you are able to get the upper hand of, you have to score as many goals against them just to protect your goal difference. So that game with Happy Grove there, it's good that the Intel is scoring so many goals against them because that could be called into question later on into the round.
Yeah, for sure, indeed. Welcome, Carlton Soji Lovelace. Big up yourself, channel member in the house. Welcome. And thanks, guys, for keeping the chat going. We really appreciate the company on this side as well. It has been fantastic all season just to see, the highs and the lows in the context of schoolboy football. And we have been here in terms of bringing you updates. Shireen, welcome. And Shireen is saying Stets will go through. All right, so we'll see what happens there for sure in that context. All right, so thank you guys for coming in and sharing for sure. Big things are happening, and we want to see for sure. Tomorrow, the college group will be there. That's a group that we're looking forward to seeing too. Clarendon College, Monroe College, Cornwall College. It's just a college group, but we'll definitely see what happens. So I'm coming over to you, Ren.
Yes, that college group is going to be interesting as well. And welcome, Shireen. And we know who you are supporting. You're supporting Stetson. To be honest with you, they're one of the teams that I picked to go through to the next round as well. Let's see how things go. Hopefully, we are right about that. And I hope you have subscribed, Shireen. Let us know if you're subscribed or like so that we can give you that warm welcome, add to it. And she's adding to that saying that Monroe will get through as well. I get the feeling that Shireen is in St. Elizabeth and is representing her parish really, really
Very
well.
well.
Yes, yes. And Bancroft, welcome and it keep me updated with the Dintil score. All right, cool. We're gonna keep you locked on that one.
Dintil is 5 goals up, as you can see on screen there in that encounter between them and Happy Grove. So yeah, Bancraft, welcome.
Yeah, but the D Cup is heating up, and we love the fact that you're here with us. Thank you, Shireen, for subscribing. How you to subscribe? I don't tell you. Ah, go on, good. Thank you so much. We welcome you to this platform. This is a space where we interact with our members, and we're able to share information about different events. Now we're talking about soccer. We did athletics prior to now, but we totally love having you here. And our platform is a bit better because you are here with us. Continue to stick and stay straight out of St. Elizabeth, St. Bess. All right.
All right, fantastic, fantastic things here happening over at Voices in Education for sure. And I'm just trying to refresh the page here just to get some updates for you. And I'm just going to hop over to the Manning Cup just to see what is happening there. So the match between Mona and Campion is over, and it's 2 goals to 1 in favor of Mona High School, as you can see there on screen. Casey Wolmers, so 3 goals to 1 in favor of Casey. We are now getting some updates from the St. George's St. Jago encounter. St. George's, they're leading 1 goal to 0. Over in the encounter between Jonathan Grant and Eltham, they're leading 2 goals to 0. All right, stats. That's St. Andrew Technical High School and Heidel. They're locked in at 0-0. And as you can see here, St. Catherine and Calabar. St. Catherine, they lead 3 goals to 1. All right, over into the DaCosta Cup competition. As you can see here, we have Stets. They're leading Alphonsus Davis 4 goals to 1. All right, it's still nil all between Garvey Masio and Kempston High School. And as I shared earlier, these two schools, they know each other very well. They're coming from the same zone in that very first round. And so this is like a second place team from that first zone, Garvey, and Kempston, a third place finisher. They're matching up now. So Glenmere was the number 1 place team coming from that first zone there with these two schools. Over here, Dintil, they're hammering Happy Grove 5 goals to 0 at this point. And Happy Grove, they won't be too happy about that for sure. All right, in the context of Glenmere and Ocherius, just to let you know that there was a change in the date. So Glenmere Ochi game will be tomorrow, and we'll be here for that. So you don't want to miss that. You want to ensure that you're sticking and staying with us. All right, welcome one, welcome all. If it is that you're just tuning in, we're so happy to have you here. And remember, Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. Please hit the like button if you have not yet done so. Also, the subscription button, and share, tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. So happy to have you here. Brian, back over to you.
Yes. So that Ocherius Glenmuir game is going to be a really good game in that zone. and we are hoping that you'll be here tomorrow so we can go through that one with us. But what I realize is that the DaCosta Cup is warming up now. Less teams in the competition, and the better teams, are the teams who are able to, go out there and execute the best. They are showing up heads and shoulder above the other teams. So that's really awesome as we continue to bring, you know, coverage of these games, giving you updates as things go along. And, let's continue to keep the comments coming, keep the likes going, keep the subscription going as well. Invite a friend over if you have a friend, share, like, subscribe so that we can continue to grow. Welcome, Sian, and how is my match going? Which one of the matches are yours? Just remind us, please, so that we could give you that update if we have that one. But we totally welcome having you here once again with us as we continue to grow stronger together. Remember, when you're liking, guys, please close the chat, hit that thumbs up button so that we can get that like. If you just hit the the emotion about the buttons on the screen just there, like the heart and so on. We're not going to get those likes. So you'll have to close the chat and then hit that thumbs up button. And what will happen is that YouTube will share this out with other people so that we can continue to grow our platform. And what we know about this platform, the more person that comes here, the better this platform gets. So we want it to continue to grow. And we want to say thank you for being here and keeping this space really respectful. So looking in the chat, the game for Central, we'll check that one to find out if that one is at Wembley. Maurice, we'll give you that information soon. And Garmel is saying Magras is not his team, but it's a good team, unbeaten so far. Okay, great. So it's good that you're able to recognize that other teams are good apart from the ones that you support, and that's really good of you, Garmel, to be looking out there and seeing quality football and acknowledging it, despite it not being your team. So we will definitely remember that. But yes, guys, continue to keep the comments going. Continue to, continue to chat with us so that we're able to continue bringing you these updates. And, it's confirmed that that central game is going to be at Wembley. So thank you so much, Voices in Education. Um, Maurice, so you have your answer there. So predictions for the digital group. I'll give you that in short order here. I'll let you know my thoughts on that one pretty
So
soon.
that's the group we ran with Glenmere, Orchard, Dintil, Happy Grove. You made a
Oh, okay.
prediction. So if you remember, who did you predict to come out? So for my prediction, it was Glenmere, Dintil. That's what I think I had. Glenmere, Dintil. So
I
what's your
think I went
prediction?
with Glenmuir Happy Grove for that one because I love the way that Happy Grove was playing coming in. They had a pretty unblemished record. They didn't do too badly, to be honest. And, not representing themselves so well in this round. But that's how life is. You make predictions and you have to live by it. But based on how things are shaping up in this group, it seems like it's going to be Glenmuir Ocherius coming forward from this one.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. What I say here, I am suspecting that Glenmere is going to defeat Orcherius, right? So what happens here is similar to what happened with Dintil in the round of 32. They're going to get let's say now, they're going to get, who's the next team that Dintil should play from this group? I'm trying to quickly check that. Let me just go and quickly check that. So Dintil, they suffered a loss to Glenmuir. Oh, they have Ocherius to play. That becomes tight. That becomes tough. So it all depends on, what happens in this group for sure. If Dintil had, let's say, Happy Grove to play last, then they would be in a better spot here. But they will have Ocherius to play last. Glenmuir seem to, yeah, Glenmuir will have Happy Grove to play last. So when you think about that, you can kind of count Glenmuir in to the next round, if I'm not mistaken. Because Glenmuir, they played Dintil first, they'll play Ochi second. So Happy Grove is the final team that they'll have. And you can count that as a win for them. And then Dintil, they played Glenmuir, they're playing Happy Grove, they'll have Ocherius to play for their final game. So that is going to be interesting there for sure. So we'll see. But Glenmuir seems to be getting out of this zone for sure. Ruren, I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, for sure. Glenn, you're winning that first game, and that tomorrow, the game tomorrow with against Ocherius is going to be critical. But the fact that they have that win in that first game there, it's pretty good for them. So, as you rightly said, I think would back Glenmuir to beat Happy Grove, and that would give them 6 points even if they lose tomorrow. So then it would put them in a position where they would pretty much be in the next round. But as we always say, the ball is round, so that's our expectation, and we'll have to wait and see how things will pan out in these ones. But as I said earlier, it seemed like um, it's going to be Glenmuir and Ocherius
And I
heading
have Glenmuir
across.
Dintil, so we'll see what happens. Welcome, Shadeen. Shadeen, welcome. Happy to have you here. Monroe, Clarendon College, I believe they play tomorrow. All right. And Sean is saying how Alfonso's first match went again. The first match, you mean this one or the one, which one? In the round of 32? I'm just trying to figure out which game. All right, let us know there, Sean, and we can kind of figure things out a little bit better for you there. I'm just going up here to just quickly check. So if it is you're talking about the game with Kemsil, they lost to Kemsil 5 goals to 0. So if they suffer another loss here, they're pretty much out, right? All right. So if that's what you're referring to, the Kemsil encounter, then that's the situation there. All right. So just to let you know, welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you here. If you're just tuning in, please remember to hit the like button and the subscription button as well. All right. Not seeing anything new here in terms of the updates, but I'll definitely keep checking. All right. Back over to you, Ruren.
Yes, and it's good to see you checking in on your teams, guys. That's really awesome, and we love the fact when the students are supported. And we also mentioned that we need to support them whether they win or lose. So that's important as well. So if you have family members, friends, students who are participating from any of these schools, just let them know that you are behind them whether or not they win or lose. We are happy that they're finding meaningful use of their time, and this is great when we have them going out there. So make sure that you're giving them that support. They might not do well this year, but next year might be the year that they'll do well. And sometimes, it takes a kind word to change your fortune, just change that thought. Somebody just believe in you. So what we're saying here is just give them that, support whenever you can so that they're able to do well in terms of their soccer. Yes, so continue to support them going forward. So looking. You're welcome, Sian. Happy that you got that information there. So we continue to watch the scores. Welcome, Shadeen. I didn't give you that welcome. Thank you for being here with us. So we really appreciate that as we continue to watch these games and bring you live updates so that you can keep abreast of your favorite teams. So yes, and just so that you remember, we're going to be here to cover those games tomorrow. Make sure that you're here with us so that we can continue to share as we see how these groups pan out and see exactly who are going to be in the best positions to go through to the next round. So that's what we want. We want you to continue to support us as we go through these games. Don't forget to put your team in the chat and also tell us who you think will be going through from each zone as well. Tell us the team that you're watching, the team that is, played the best football to you. I remember Garmel mentioning McGrath. So tell us which team you think is doing, really, really well and, one that we should look out for. So we're going to continue to give you those updates so that you're able to keep abreast of what is happening. Yes, guys, we're still here with you as we are providing you updates on these games happening in the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup today. Thank you for being here with us. So, just for clarity and just to make sure that I'm getting your name pronounced right, is Sean Sinclair or is it Sean Sinclair? Just let me know in the chat. So, is it Sian? If that's the pronunciation, you could put one in the chat. If it is Sean, you could put two in the chat. So I'm getting your name right. And sorry for mispronouncing your name if I have done so. Sorry about that. So let us know what's happening as it relates to your name pronunciation. Yes, guys. So thank you. Waiting on that response, but we really appreciate what is happening. We are seeing some more comments coming in here. So it's let's see what Carmel is saying. Carmel is saying Cornwall College is his team, but he will have to bank on Frome. All right, understand? No problem. We're just going to support who is in, I guess, as things go on. And you're saying, thank you for the clarity. So you're saying it is Stian, but you answer to both. All right, no problem. All right, great. Thanks for clearing up that one for us. So, yes, we'll continue to keep the updates going as things go on. So we want to thank you guys for staying here with us. We really, really appreciate your company as we continue to bring live updates. Put in the chat who's going to be here with us tomorrow. We want to see how many persons are going to come back tomorrow and the match that you're looking forward to tomorrow. I personally am looking forward to that Glenmuir Orchard game, and how that one will play out. And Early B says, might as well crown Glenmuir as DaCosta Cup champions from now. The rest of the teams are ordinary. All right. So Early B saying that Glenmuir is extraordinary. So we can crown them champions. All right. Thank you for being here, Early B. Make sure you hit that like button, subscription button, and turn on your post notification. We're looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow, Early B. So we're looking out for you tomorrow when Glenmuir will take on that match, take on Oterius in that match. So thank you for being here with us.
Fantastic, fantastic stuff happening. So Stets, they continue to lead Alphonsus Davis 4 goals to 1. It's still a nil all locked in there between Garvey Masio and Kemselai. And in the encounter between Dintil and Happy Grove, we're seeing now that Happy Grove, they scored 1 goal here. So we'll see what happens. So Sian, thank you so much for letting us know that Sian is the correct pronunciation. And my apologies for saying Sean. And our names, it's powerful when it comes on to our identities, as who we are as a person. So we want to get that right. So if it is that you are Sian, we're going to call you Sian and not Sean, okay? And you don't have to answer to both. It all depends, but if it is Sian, we'll go with Sian. All right, thanks for letting us know. And let me just check in the comments here. I think a surprise team will win D Cup that no one expects, and that's definitely a possibility, right? And Shireen is saying, I will be on the ground watching Monroe. All right, fantastic, Shireen. Yes, guys, go out and support your teams and check in with us, Shireen, and supply us with some results. Tell us, the vibe of the game whenever you can, because you don't want to take your eyes too much. So once there's a little water break or something, you can check in with us and let us know. And Sian is saying, okay, no problem. All right, fantastic. Guys, can we get some more likes? How about 10 persons just quickly close the X and hit the thumbs up button right now? That would be fantastic. And can I get 10 persons to hit the subscription button as well? That would be fantastic. All right, so let's go in tens. 10 persons hit the like button and 10 persons hit the subscription button. All right, so happy to have you here. If you're just tuning in, let us know where you're joining us from. Please remember to hit the like button and the subscription button. And Shireen is saying, okay, I will. Thank you so much, Sher. Really appreciate that. And Sian is saying, stats for my money, though. All right. Look now, Dintil, they have answered to that 1 goal up. So they're now 6 goals to 1. All right. And Dintil is going to be very cognizant of goal difference. All right. So they're up there and still nil all there. Let's take a look at the Manning Cup. St. Catherine, they're leading 3 goals to 1 there over Calabar. Hydel, they're now leading stats 1 goal to 0. Heltham, they're going 2 goals to 0 there over Jonathan Grant. And St. George's leading St. Jago 1 goal to 0. And the encounter between Wolmer's boys and KC ended 3 goals to 1 in favor of KC. And the encounter between Mona I and Campion College ended 2 goals to 1 in favor of Campion. And Howard, welcome. Welcome. So Ochi and Glenmuir, they are going to play tomorrow. All right, Howard. So thanks for coming over and just joining us. All right. That game will be tomorrow. So ensure that you subscribe and you're here for that tomorrow. All right. So we're here keeping an eye out on some games here. Let me just refresh and I am going to check in a little bit. what is happening. And Mark is saying, like up the page and subscribe, guys. Absolutely. Really appreciate that, Mark. Yes, guys, we need the support. Richie, welcome. Dintil61. Yes, that's the update that we have here too. All right. So as you can see there on screen, and Garmel is saying 3 unbeaten teams remain. From which round? And Sian watching from the USA. Welcome, Sian. And we want to bring that election. We want to be here for election results live too. So we are following that. So Voices in Education is really a place where we educate each other, not just us sharing, but we also here learning from you guys. And we present on a number of programs, current affairs, sports. And so it's really a place where we can learn just about anything. Sometimes we have Spanish Saturdays, French Fridays, and we do a lot of programs here. And so with your support, we can continue to grow bigger and better. And we also have the goal of supporting students. So right now, the project that we want to work on is to help out at the centralized school in terms of their sixth form breakfast program. So we want to give a contribution there. So if you'd like to contribute to that, you can send us a message over WhatsApp, you know, and let us know. I mean, I guess they would prefer, monetary contributions, but if you're in like Maypen and say you have a store or a grocery store and you want to contribute like something or, bread or something that can make breakfast, you just let us know, all right? So we are just more than we want to foster that, and we also want to give back. So with your support, every time you like, every time you share, and because we're so into sports too, one of these days when God, blesses us, we go and give back. So that's a part of what we do. When you think about some of these students, they're coming, spaces and places where they're coming from. Sometimes their only hope is really through sports, you know, in terms of really showcasing their talents. And so we want to nurture that, right? We want to nurture that and we want to be a part of that. So if at any point you'd like to contribute, and even if you want to contribute to something else, we are here and we can help in terms of facilitating that. But right now on my agenda is to make a contribution to the centralized school in Maypen Clarendon sixth form program, breakfast program. All right. So if you're interested in that, then, would love for you to support because we want to support students, we want to go and help. I understand, what it means to come from a place of having nothing, to come from a place of going to school and don't have any lunch money. I understand. And so when I say support the kids, let us support them. We can do that. All right. And Mark is saying, okay, it's Brother Mark listening from outer St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you. I know, Mark. I know that you're listening from there. And Sian is saying that's why I follow you guys. Very informative. Thank you so much. Wallace, welcome. I love your comments. Keep up your service. I'm in Toronto, Canada. All right, Wallace, happy to have you here. And thanks for tuning in, Wallace. Ensure that you subscribe. All right, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss any updates. Garmel is saying from Magra Otri. I believe they are unbeaten all season. I would have to check. Magra sounds right. And maybe, just maybe, yeah. Just maybe. And that school there before they dropped out. Port Antonio, I believe. Yeah, but they dropped out, so they're not here right now. Fantastic. So happy to have you guys here. And let me just put the WhatsApp number in the chat. So if at any point you feel like you want to contribute to the centralized school breakfast program, you can connect, or if you want me to add you to the WhatsApp group where I try to share the link when we go live, we can add you to that group so that you get the updates there as well. All right. So welcome one, welcome all. Let me just quickly check in on some updates for you guys, because some of these matches should be coming down to gravy right now. All right. So I'm going to check, and then I'll just come back and check in the chat with you guys quickly until Rurian is able to connect with us in a little bit. All right. So welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you here. And the updates appear to be the same. And by the way, as I shared earlier, apologies for the quality of my voice, fighting off the old flu here, but we're here nonetheless to provide you with some updates as they come along. So I'm just going to do a quick check here just to see what is out there in that context. I'm not really getting an update, all right, per se here. So I'm still checking here for you guys, and just have a little bit of patience with me here. It's just me right now. All right. And so it's hard to be monitoring so many things at once. But Rurian should be able to join us in perhaps 10 minutes or so again, and then we'll have a better balance. So I'm just checking for the Kemsil Garvey encounter. But in the meantime, let me just refresh here to see if there is any updates in that context. And I'm not seeing anything from my screen here. But we'll definitely keep checking to see what is happening. All right, in that context for sure. So if you're still here, so happy to have you here with us. And all right, so it seems as if there isn't anything here, but just give me a moment, guys. All right, things seem to be the same there in the context of Kemsil and Garvey Masio. All right, so just to kind of let you know that. So we're here checking when will the next round of matches play. Uh I suspect that everything should be over by Saturday. Yeah. So perhaps by the next Saturday. I don't know if they're going to start, Wednesday, but perhaps they might get a little break. I don't know. But I'll try to check the schedule there. Stets no 5, Spalding 1. So that's Alphonsus. So let me just refresh here. So all right, Maurice, thanks for sharing. Let me just, yeah, and you're right on there with that for sure. It's here on screen. So thanks for sharing that, Maurice, because sometimes too, I forget to refresh this page. So Stets here on 5, leading Alphonsus. So 5 goes to 1. Kemsil and Garvey still locked in at 0-all. Dintil, they lead Happy Grove 6 goals to 1. Let's just go to the Manning Cup. And as you can see here, St. Catherine High, they lead Calabar 3 goals to 1. Idel, they lead Stats, so St. Andrew Technical, 1 goal to 0. Eltham, they lead Jonathan Grant 2 goals to 0. It's St. George's leading St. Jago 1 goal to 0. And in the matchup between Wolmer's boys and Kingston College, that ended 3 goals to 1 in favor of KC. And over to the encounter between Campion College and Mona High, that ended 2 goals to 1 in favor of Mona High School. So as soon as the results are pretty much settled, we will look at the tables for the DaCosta Cup and Manning Cup competitions, just for you to see what is happening in the round of 16, all right, on both sides. So we'll definitely be looking at that for sure. So welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you here. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Can I get 7 persons to hit the like button? So close the chat, hit the thumbs up button, and also hit that subscription button as well. All right, let's see. 7 persons to hit the like button, 7 persons to hit the subscription button. Let's go. We can definitely do this. All right, and Sian is saying some side going on a 5, them reach. All right, Shireen is saying go stats, only one technical. All right, one tech. And Rusty saying how many Happy Grove match going? It's 6-1 in favor of Dintil. All right, so let's just move away a little bit from the Manning Cup here, and let's just try and get that there. So there you go. It's on screen there, 6-1 in favor of Dintil. And let me just refresh here. It is still 0-0 from what we're seeing here between Garvey Masio and Kempston High School. And as I shared earlier, these two teams, Garvey and Kemsil, they know each other well, all right? And so that is something for us to take into consideration. They're coming from the very same zone, all right? And so they know each other well that very first round. And if we want to put things into perspective, Glenmuir won that zone in the very first round. Then Garvey was in second. Kemsil was in third place. So when you see Kemsil come and go on bad, when you think about Garvey, if you want to think about the strength of Glenmuir, it should be better than Garvey and Kemsil for the most part. And I'm going to say for the most part because Glenmuir was not unbeaten in that zone. All right. So you see that especially this Clarendon zone, sorry, the teams coming from there, they seem to be very strong from this Glenmuir zone. All right. And I could kind of say similar in terms of central, but I feel like the Glenmuir zone is a bit stronger than the central zone. And I love central. Central is one of the schools I'm supporting, and Glenmuir for the D Cup. And I have to support Central because it's one of those schools, guys. If you understand the operation of the school, you just want to give and support and help as best as you can. And I saw somebody wrote in the chat some days ago that, Central, they don't buy ballers, they build ballers. And that resonated with me because it's so true, right? And so when we think about support, guys, we have to think about supporting some of these kids and the schools that do not have a lot of resources. Because if it is that we keep on supporting the schools that are already, better off, then it's like a situation where privilege is breeding privilege, the rich helping the rich in some situations like that. But we need to cater for some of these schools that do not have like a very, very strong alumni association. The old boys, old girls are. So we want to do our best to support students. All right. And Rusty saying Happy Grove doesn't have a chance going through because they lose too much. Yeah, once they lose two, they'll move forward into the knockout. All right, for the Ben Francis first round. So Happy Grove is happily on that route right now. All right, and Maurice here is sharing. Garvey Kemsil, nil all, final score. So that's interesting. And that now set up that group. And as you can see there, yes, it's all done. Thanks again, Maurice. It reminds me to refresh the page. All right, so 5-1 there for Stets. Still going. 6-1 there for Dintil, still going. And we'll get some further updates as they come along. So that table now is going to be interesting. And I am just going to see if I can take a peek of that table. But just give me a second here, guys. I just need to get some water. Yes, guys, back here. And thank you for your patience and your understanding. Really appreciate it. All right. And so I was saying that I wanted to take a little look of what this group is looking like. And I am just going to do that. And Kimon is saying, Gavi game stressed me out. Don't let it stress you out. All right. And how about Monroe? Monroe, welcome, Prince. Monroe, Clarendon College, they'll play tomorrow. All right. So ensure that you turn on your post notifications. So you want to subscribe first so that you don't miss any updates. All right. To the persons who have been hitting the like button and the subscription button, thank you so much. All right, we can still get there. If we get one more like, we hit 30 and we can get over that. And let's keep hitting the subscription button. Remember, let's go, man. 7 subscriptions. Let's go. And Sian is saying, I admire Central a lot too. Absolutely. You're welcome, Prince. You're definitely welcome. So I said I wanted to touch on the group here between Garvey. Let's see here, the group with Garvey and Kemsil, just to give you a little bit more. So it looks like it's all done here. Let's just confirm here. It's all done for Stets and Alphonsus, and that's 5 goals to 1 in favor of Stets. And in the matchup between Dintil and Happy Grove, it's all done 6 goals to 1 in favor of Dintil. All right, Glenmere, they go tomorrow. And let me see, perhaps some of these games that were scheduled for today in the Manning Cup. Charles Smith, no update. It's still nil all here between Tivoli and Excelsior. And these are the games for tomorrow. So let's just take a look at what is still running here in the Manning Cup. So Calabar St. Catherine lead 3 goals to 1. Heidel leading 1 goal to 0 there over Stats. Heltham, they lead Jonathan Grant 2 goals to 0. St. George's leading Jago 1 goal to 0. It's over there between Woolmers and KC. KC won 3 goals to 1. And then Mona High, all right, they took that 2 goals to 1 over Campion College. All right, so we're going to just kind of segue to look at some of the groups here. Just give me a second, guys, while I kind of set you up for this so that we can kind of see, what's going on here. So if we take a look at zone 1, you should be seeing this zone on screen at this point. All right, if we take a look at zone 1, all right, so let's look. It's all the results are here at this point. And we look at Kemsil. They won 1 game and now they had a draw, all right, with Garvey Massio. So they're on 4 points. Rurian, we're hearing you from this side. All right, so in that context, we look here, we have 4. All right, so just 4 points here for Kimsil. St. Elizabeth Technical State, they're now on 4 points, similar to Kemsil, because they won, all right, just now, Alphonsus Davis, and they had a draw with Garvey. But this is what is separating Kemsil and Stets at this point, the goal difference. All right, so Kemsil, they're on +5. Stets, they're on 4. All right, so here right now, Garvey is pretty much in a position of going out if it is that they do not win their next matchup with Alfonso. So Garvey will have to say a big prayer. They will have to score big. But here's the thing now. Stets, they will play Kemsil High School next, right? And so let us try and think about the mathematical possibilities here, like we normally do. If Kemsil should win, right? Which is what Garvey is going to pray for. They should be they should start pray at this point. Kemsil will go on to 7 points, right? And it means that states will remain on 4, and we're projecting that Garvey is going to win Alphonsus Davis. So Garvey will go on 5 points. All right. So then it means Kemsil and Garvey, those two teams will move out of the zone, Stets being left behind in a situation where Kemsil win over Stets and Garvey wins over Alphonsus Davis. All right. Let's look at another possibility. If it is that Stets should win Kemsil, they go on to 7 points, right? Kemsil will remain on 4 points. We're projecting still that Garvey is going to defeat Alphonsus Davis. And if Garvey does that, then it means Stets and Garvey, they will go through over Kemsil here sitting on 4 points. That's a possibility there. Let's look at the possibility now. If we should have a draw between Kemsil and Stets, it means that Kemsil will go on 5 points, Stets will go on 5 points, right? And projecting a win here for Garvey Masio, they go on 5 points. And then it comes back down to goal difference. So Garvey, while they're praying for a Kemsil win over Stets, they still have to score a lot of goals. If Garvey loses to Alphonsus Davis, they're out. So that's another possibility. Once they lose, they're out. It doesn't matter if Kemsil beats Stets or Stets beat Kemsil. If Garvey should lose to Alphonsus Davis, they're out because they're on 2 points. If they should draw with Alphonsus Davis, they're out. It doesn't matter the outcome between Kemsil and Stets. All right. So just to share with you guys those possibilities. So right now, Garvey, they're going to say their prayers so that Kemsil should, get the victory over Stets. And in essence, they want to ensure too that they secure a victory over Alphonsus Davis. And also not just a victory, they need to score some real goals, right? To kind of, if it's a case where there's a draw between Kemsil and Stets, they should have at least 6 goals to kind of make their way there, right? Or at least minimum 5, where if everybody on 5, they're going to move down to like cards and whatever not in terms of that to determine which team moves forward. So that's the situation there. All right, so welcome. And Maurice there. Yeah, it's 0-0 between Garvey and Kemsil. Howard, Glenmuir, they will play tomorrow, okay? And Chakras, Garvey needs Stets to lose for sure. Jante, welcome. Glenmere plays tomorrow. Can see that you guys just tuning in. So as you come, please hit the like button and the subscription button. 9 more likes and we get to 40, guys. And remember, I'm asking you for some subscriptions. Come on, guys, let's do it. If you hit 9 likes here, 9 subscription. Let's go. All right, so that's the situation there. And over to zone two, and we just seen some results there. So St. George's is still leading St. Jago 1 goal to 0 there. So in zone two, let me just refresh too, just in case some results are coming in. We want to ensure that we have those results for you as well. All right, so just refreshing there, and it is still 1 goal that St. George's is leading thereby. So zone two is the college group, and tomorrow we'll have more updates on the college group. So we're just going to leave this one for now. So here we have Monroe College. They will face Clarendon College tomorrow. All right. And we have Frome Tech and Cornwall. They're going to play. All right. So we'll definitely see what will happen in this context. By the way, my prediction here is to get Frome Tech and Clarendon College out of this one. But, we'll see what happens. And then tomorrow, we'll also see from this group, Ocherius and Glenmuir, they will play tomorrow. So as you can see now, Eltham, they're leading Jonathan Grant, 3 goals to 0 there in the Manning Cup, all right, round of 16. Heidel, they still lead Stats, St. Andrew Technical, 1 goal to 0. So in this context now, we see where Dintil is after playing 2 games. All right. So Happy Grove, they are out of the competition. So we have Ocherius, Glenmuir, Dintil, Happy Grove. So Happy Grove at this point in the round of 16, they're just completing their fixture. All right. So they're totally out of this competition. They will be going into the knockout for the Ben Francis Cup. All right. So just to let you know that. All right, so Happy Grove, they're happily making their way into the Ben Francis knockout round. All right, so just to share that information with you guys. So, in this context, therefore, we see here where Ocherius, they're on 3 points, having played 1 of 3 games. Same thing for Glenmuir, having played 1 of 3 games. What is separating them here is the goal difference. These two teams, they will face up tomorrow, and then we'll get a better understanding of what is going to happen, our prediction of what to come in this zone. All right, so Dintil, they have played 2 games, right? Lost one to Glenmuir and they had a win over Happy Grove. They will play Ocherius next. All right, so let's just look. I don't even want to go to this table yet in terms of predictions. We could just wait for tomorrow's game because this group is now going to be a little bit behind. I'm not too sure why they changed the date for Glenmuir Ocherius encounter, but we're talking about that earlier in the context of, a team getting a more rest time. And I'm happy for the perspective that Garmil shared too, because it could be that Glenmuir and Ochi, they're getting more rest time for their game from, previous game. But then when we look at it from the other side, they won't have enough time as say a Dintil happy well, I say like a Dintil who will get an extra day in terms of rest if they go for Saturday. So we'll definitely see what happens. So we're going to kind of pause this one for now. And it's the same thing with zone four. So for zone four, we have here. So I'm seeing here, I see Maurice that you have 6. I'm going to double check that here because we have 5-1 here for stats. So we're going to double check that. But thanks for sharing. And Sian is saying go stats, deadlock on points, and goal, I guess, with Kemsil. All right. So here tomorrow too, this is a group that will be better able to decide on. But can somebody tell me? I've been seeing this and it's kind of strange because let me just check back Issa's stuff. Why Belair is here? It must be some mistake on this website's part. All right, so part. So we'll definitely see. But that's the situation. Let me just refresh to get some scores here, and I am going to just quickly check. Junior, welcome. Ochi get beaten already. All right. So as you come, guys, I know that there are some new persons here. Please remember to hit that subscription button. All right. Don't be afraid to do that. Really appreciate the support. And I'm just going to check here to see. So for Denby Central, that should be at Wembley. All right. Tomorrow. Magra Manchester at Dintil Tech. So just to let you know that. And again, Glenmuir, they were scheduled to play today at Glenmuir High. That date, there was a date change, so that will happen tomorrow. All right, at Glenmuir High. And then we'll have Monroe College, Clarendon College down there in St. Elizabeth at Monroe College, Cornwall College and Frome Tech at Jared Park in St. James, and Denby Central Wembley, that I believe is right next door to Jamalco there. Magra and Chester, they play at Dintil Tech. All right, so just to share those updates with you. And let me just quickly check here on some final updates that should be coming in. And my word, as I check there, guys, just some sad news coming in. We're learning that a fourth form student at Campion College has died after a goalpost fell on him at the school today. Oh my word, that is not what we want to hear. So sending prayers for that family involved, the school community. That must be very tough. And it comes back to safety. I don't feel like some of these schools, they're taking certain things into consideration. I don't know the situation and I don't want to speak to it, but safety and security is definitely important. Albeit that, then negligence comes into play for sure. So prayers going out to the family, school community, and we pray that God will comfort them in this time. So indeed, the encounter between Stets and Alphonsus Davis ended in 6 goals to 1 in favor of Stets. All right. So just to let you know that. All right. That's the update there. 6 goals to 1. Welcome one, welcome all. Happy to have you guys here. And let me just circle in the chat here. All right, so if you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome. And Dane, welcome. Rurian, I'm not sure if you're here and ready to come back in.
Yes, I am here. Really sad news coming, forward as it relates to that student on that goalpost, and it. I hope this is a reason that they will be able to, ensure that these things are secured and properly fixed, so these things won't be able to happen. And I'm just hoping and trusting that it's not a case where persons unscrupulous persons have gone and compromise the safety of stuff, because we have it could be in many different forms, but my heart goes out to the family, the school family, of that young man, and hopefully they'll be able to pull through okay. But as it relates to the football, some good games happening today. That Garvey Kemsil game there is a pivotal one in that group, and that group now becomes exciting for the final round of games. So lots to talk about, lots to look forward to tomorrow too, so that the other groups can, get their games going, and we are able to, see who are the persons who are going to go forward to the quarterfinals and the persons who will miss out. So, guys, if you're here with us, just going to encourage you to stick and stay with us as we continue to go through these games and, get you the information that you need. And if you have any information as well, we'll be happy to, get those information from you, as, we want to keep abreast of what is happening with all these games. But, you know, again, let us continue to rally around the students so that they're able to, get that motivation to go on. But I can't wait for tomorrow to come. I can't wait for tomorrow to come because that Glenmure Orchards game is going to be really exciting, I think. So I'm just going to go into the chat. Shireen sending her condolences. Yes, sad situation. I guess you're referring to that goalpost incident there. And Dane Chin is saying, if we know top, I'm not sorry what he's
If we
saying.
not drop, if we not drop like six pan Alphonsus, we not name Cubans, pretty much.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much. Well, let's see how that one goes. It's the thing with these groups too. You have to just go based on a match by match, because sometimes a team looks strong, like a Happy Grove, and they come into this one and they haven't been doing well in this round of 16. So let's see if there is any more twist in the tail of this competition. But what we're happy for is that you guys are here with us as we, accompany each other and seeing how this one unfolds. Which top which 8 teams will make it to the quarterfinal? That's the big question now. And, I guess we'll have to wait until the third round of matches come along. So that's where we're at right now. Again, thank you guys for the support that you have given us today. Make sure if you're here, you have liked, you have subscribed, and your post notification bell is on, because we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well, as we go through the other groups who will be in action, and as we follow that game there. Well, just let me know in the chat which game you're looking forward to tomorrow. I told you that I am looking forward to that Glenmure Ocherius game. Tell me, what game are you looking forward to tomorrow?
All right, fantastic there, Rurian. We're going to just look at the table here, round of 16 standings for the Manning Cup competition. And as you can see here, we have a win registered for Mona Campion, 2 goals to 1. I let me just check. I'm not too sure, but we'll just work with what is here. And if this changes, then for sure this is going to change how the table is looking. So Mona, they're really one of those standout, teams this year. And so far it would be 2 of 2. So they're pretty much cementing their spot into that, quarterfinal. Campion there, Georges, they were leading St. Jago. All right, so that one is not yet over. So we'll see what happens. All right. And that would be significant for them to, George's St. George's College in that regard. And let me see if I can scroll here. All right, so in our next group here, group 2, I suspect that we'll see most of these games tomorrow. Well, Eltham, they're playing. So this one is not yet updated. All right, St. George's, they're playing. They're still leading St. Jago 1 goal to nil. But Tivoli Excelsior, They're sitting on that top. But Eltham, they're leading Jonathan Grant. So it's going to be different here now. And I suspect Eltham should go ahead of Excelsior on goal difference. Well, they have a -1 that they need to catch up on. So we'll see what happens in that for sure. And this just went a little bit too far. All right, so KC, they won 2 of 2. All right, so they won Woolmer's Boys today. And so they're sitting on 6 points. So they will play Stats next. And Heidel, they were leading 1-0, and perhaps that one is over. So we'll see. Stats, they got a draw with Woolmer's. So given that, I'm going to say KC is really poised to at least secure a draw with Stats, so they should be very much on their way. In terms of the updates, right, from the Heltham Jonathan Grant, that one is now 3-1. So Stats and Idel, that is over. So this table is pretty much updated in terms of this group. All right, so KC there in a very much good position there to get out of this one. Heidel, not quite, but they will face Wolmer's Boys in their next encounter. So that should be pretty good for them to move forward. Then over here in group 4, all right, we have St. Catherine. All right, they won their matchup against Calabar. All right, so that's no, they're sitting on 6 points, and they will play Jamaica College next. So we'll see what happens here. Jamaica College, they have only played one game so far. All right, so Calabar drawing one there with, I guess, Jamaica College and losing to St. Catherine. And Charlie Smith, they have only played one game. They're losing to St. Catherine. So we'll definitely get more here from the Manning Cup for sure. Let me just check in the chat here. And Rusty saying Ochi and Glenmuir. And Shireen is saying it's a great pleasure being here. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Shireen, for being here and for sharing and, for commenting and keeping our company here. Really appreciate the support. All right. And we look forward to hearing from you tomorrow as well. Maurice is saying the goal for States would be 7 instead of 6. And Alfonso's goal against would also change. I think this, all right, let's go over back to the DaCosta Cup there. I think this one is pretty much updated. Let's just see. But maybe because this thing has it registered as 5, I see what you're saying. It's going to be different. So stats we have here 6 in terms of goals for. And so this is 1. Yeah, it's going to move to 7. And then the goal difference is going to be different. I see what you're saying. All right, I see what you're saying. So this one is going to definitely be corrected here. Thanks for pointing that out, Maurice. So just checking, guys. 4 more likes and we get to 40. So could, 4 persons hit the like button? All right, that would be fantastic. Rurian, I'm hopping over to you while I do some checks here.
No worries, no worries. With persons looking forward, Rusty Neal looking forward to that Oterius Glenmure game as well, and just want to big up Serene, one of our latest subscriber. We really enjoyed having you here, and as was said, we're looking forward to hearing from you tomorrow. And, Maurice always providing some good information. We appreciate that so much. And we're looking forward to seeing you again, Maurice, on this platform. We totally enjoy having you here with us. So really, really good going in the D Cup and the Manning Cup today. some good games that came through. I was able to watch a little bit of the Manning Cup today, the game KC against Wilmers. And I tell you, it was Wolmer's that scored first, even though that game ended in a 3-1 win to Casey. But it's Wilmer's who scored first. Maybe I shouldn't even say it that way. I should say that it was Casey who scored an own goal in the second minute. So that was really tough for them, conceding a goal in the second minute of the game. And, the Wolmer's team did really well to defend, and they struggled to break them down up to the halftime. So they didn't get a look in the game for the first 45 minutes. And Wolmer's came back out in the second half and did really well against them. It was clear that KC was a better team, but the fact that they got a goal for themselves, they decided that they're going to stay behind against the ball and defend it, that one. And they did well up until the 76th minute when they conceded their first goal. And once that goal was scored, it was Casey getting back the momentum, and they went on to score a second shortly after from the penalty spot, and then a goalkeeper, and that was in about the 78th minute, and they closed out the game sometime in the 83rd minute when they capitalized on a mistake from the goalkeeper, a rebound, and they slotted that one home to win that one 3-1, even though they scored all the goals. So that was a good game to watch, and it's good to see the schoolboys going out and doing so well. We acknowledge you, Maurice, and that stands again. So if you're still here with us, we need a few more likes and subscription. If you haven't liked, you haven't subscribed yet, now is a good time to do so as we're coming toward the end of this one. So we really appreciate you being here. And if you're popping in and out here, please give us a like, give us a subscription, and let us converse more on these games. If there is any updates you needed as it relates to a game that has happened today, you could put that in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer those questions for you. But once you're here with us, please ensure that you give us some support. Close the chat for a wee bit, hit that thumbs up button, and also hit that subscription button. Turn your post notification on, because the good news is that we're going to be here tomorrow to cover a few games, and we're going to see how things will are shaping up for the round of 8, or the quarterfinals. So let us know which team you're supporting. Let us know, which teams you think are going to go through to the round of 8, or the quarterfinals, and let's see how this D Cup pans out. And we are trying to figure out where this D Cup will head this year. Will it be going to St. Elizabeth? Will it stay in? Will it go in St. Catherine? Will it go back to Clarendon? Where will the D Cup go this year? Which team looks like they are going to lift this trophy this year? Let us know in the chat, as we want you to, share your views as it relates to the D Cup. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you lots. And, must say really some good thanks for the interaction that we have had in the chat. Persons came on and they shared their views, as things are shaping up nicely in both the Manning Cup and the D Cup.
Fantastic. Thank you so much there, Rurian. So, we're pretty much going to call this one for today. Again, as Ruran shared, really, really appreciate all the support and all the love. So over on the Manning Cup side, Mona Campion, 2 goes to 1 in favor of Mona. Kingston College and Wolmer's boys. 3 goals to 1 there in favor of KC, and just shared, the updates in the context of that one for sure. All right, and I am just refreshing here. Last update from George's St. George's there, 1 goal to 0. Elton Jonathan Grant, 3 goals there in favor of Elton. And we also have Idel outdoing St. Andrew Technical, 1 goal to 0. St. Catherine High School, they clipped Calabar 3 goals to 1 here. And in over in the DaCosta Cup States, they had a good run over Alphonsus Davis, 6 goals to 1, ending there. Garvey Massio and Kemsil, they ended 0-0. And Dintil, they had a 6-1 win over Happy Grove. So, in the context of some games that we should be seeing tomorrow, let me just share with you here quickly on the DaCosta Cup side of things. We should be seeing Glenmuir High, Ocherius High, and that will be played at Glenmuir. Monroe College, Clarendon College to be played at Monroe. Cornwall College, Frome Tech to be played at Jared Park. Then we'll have here Central and Denby High School to be played at Wembley. All right. And I'm just trying to get back my page here. Then we'll have McGrath and Manchester High. That encounter will be played at Dintil Technical. All the games are scheduled to start at 3 p.m. So if you're able to, go out and support your teams. All right, Shireen is going, and Shireen will be able to, message us and share with us the vibe, what is happening. And so support the students as best as you can, all right? So show up in spaces online, big them up, and we're here to big up them too. So again, want to send a big shout out to O'Brien, the number 11 player for Garvey Massey High School. And a big shout out to his mom as well, Kimon, who is also here supporting his son. I want to send a big shout out to Roche Burrell of Clarendon College, the goalkeeper there, and Mr. Burrell, if you're here and watching, all right, another big congrats to you, all right. And so, yes, we want to support the students as best as we can. All right, Maurice, thank you so much. Thank you too for all the updates that you have shared here. Really appreciate it. And guys, we really appreciate all the love. Before you leave, ensure that you like, subscribe, and importantly, tap the bell, select all so that you can turn on your post notification so you won't miss any updates from this channel. And please share, tell a friend to tell another friend about the Voices in Education. So happy to have you here, everyone. Blessings and love, everyone. Blessings and love. And I will see you guys in the next live. See you guys tomorrow. All right, blessings all. And I guess we'll have some music to take us out. We'll see what happens with that. But bye for now. And thanks, Rurian, for sharing with us as always.